Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, host of Invent America. And today we have with us Kevin Cody. And Kevin is the founder, CEO, and founder of FLI Products. And we had him on as a guest so that he could, tell us about what companies are looking for. How do they vet products? And so, Kevin, thank you so much for being with us today. And tell us a little bit about the company, and then tell us, what you're looking for in reviewing a product.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So nice to be with you. Well, we've been in business for about 20 years as a company. And in 2013, we got involved with a major small electronics manufacturer that requested we help them design and develop a product that they had just a initial design for, and one thing led to another, and we kind of got this bug for helping companies create products. And they had a very large engineering staff, so we could come alongside them as a marketer, as a distributor, salesperson of lighting products in particular at the time. And they enjoyed the experience, we did too, and one thing led to another, and we decided to branch off and create a new division of our company called FLI Products that allowed us to come alongside small manufacturers that maybe didn't have the capabilities of selling and distributing products to retailers, and decided that that may be an avenue for these companies to be able to sell their own products that they had. One thing led to another, and we got connected with a handful of different small companies and inventors, primarily in injection mold plastics. And the next thing you know, we were off and running with several different products that we have since introduced to the market and sold through FLI Products. And we have a variety of, service levels, if you will, that we can offer, from product tweaking and developing to retail and packaging and distributing and a variety of other things. Yeah, so that's what we did.
I get so many inventors at all stages that are, if they could find someone like you, they would do some manufacturing.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I've got a couple right now that I'm getting ready to send out to, anybody that we trust to help them do some of that, small number manufacturing. Sometimes they know eventually they would like to get to licensing. I've got a gentleman who's 80 years old, and he is making this really cool paint product. And he is manufacturing. He won Retailer's Choice Award last year at the hardware show.
Amazing.
But he's 80 years old. He would like to, license it and then maybe kind of retire, but more likely move on to his next idea.
Yeah.
But I get people all over the country who call and say, I need someone who can help me manufacture. I need someone who can help me sell this.
Yep.
And a lot of times they are older or they are infirmed. And, we're always looking for someone like you. But it's amazing how many times they call and they say, I've had a problem. We call it the what now category.
Yeah.
What now? And there is, it's like every time you turn a corner, there's a what now timing for inventors. And, they need someone who can, if they fit into your category, that you can, guide them, help them, sell for them. So what are you looking for in an inventor? Where, we always look at, Fantasyland, Happy Land, reality check. So, in Fantasyland, they want to be patent pending and send you a picture of a rough prototype. Reality check is, no, you've got to be manufacturing and selling product. And we're hoping that, the Happy Land is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, sure. Well, we always like to know, the motivation for developing the product and hear the inventor's story. And, that kind of gives me a feeling for their real motivation behind it and their ability to stick to it and be persistent in seeing the product come to market. And so that's one question. Who is it for? Really, how did you get to this point of developing the product, and why did you make it? So what are the demographics for the customer that is going to purchase the product? I may have a totally different idea seeing the product first time than somebody else might have. And so I look at it with a different perspective where the inventor, came up with it for a reason, and we need to know and understand how that is. And oftentimes it's kind of difficult to communicate, on a short, casual conversation. Where do you envision it being sold? So are you going to be able to develop the capacity, or do you have the capacity to actually manufacture the product? And if so, if you envision it being sold in a Home Depot or Walmart, then are you going to be able to have the capacity to actually see that production through? Do you have an idea of where it might be? Do you want it to be made in the US or abroad? All of those things are going to be critical to understanding. Of course, financing and actually taking the product from a lot of people will go to market without a patent or without a trademark.
Yeah.
That can be done later, but you expose yourself. So you have to take the risk and have to understand what that risk is. And it's okay, because oftentimes it's difficult to establish a trademark, for instance, without having packaging and a market
Right.
and actually having sold the product. So all of those things are considered. And then, what stage are you at? And are we dealing with somebody who is, like you said, just putting it down on a napkin, or is it something that's all the way thought through and there's designs and testing been done? So we ask all these questions really to have an understanding of how we can help the company. And then, we'll talk through the distribution and marketing and everything else as we do that. So
I always tell inventors, it's like your first conversation, you need to understand people are busy. And especially like when you go to the hardware show. So a potential licensee wants to know 4 things. What problem did you solve? How did you solve it? Did you use a registered patent attorney? And can we make it at a price the consumer will pay for it?
Yep.
All of the answers to those questions are correct in their mind. Then they will start asking questions. How did you come up with this? What is your intended market? Do you have the ability to make any? And I said, but you need to, get the first conversation out of the way. It might be 15 seconds. And then if you're lucky and you have the right answers, you might get 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then from there, it'll go on to the next one. But, the time is precious when anybody is at any show. And so you need to know when to move on. And if somebody wants to know, they will continue asking questions, and then you continue to answer them.
Yep. Yep. And, the chemistry is really important.
Oh, yes.
To have between yourself and an inventor of anything. And if you understand where they're coming from and who they are as a person, that's really important to us as well, because obviously today's world, you never know just how you might end up in a long-term relationship that would benefit everybody.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, I want to thank you for your time today and for, the insight, and we will get you on as we have questions come up. I've got questions laid out to the end of the year for the radio show topics. And so, what kind of fit in on the different, experts that can answer those questions best for our listening audience. And it is amazing how often inventors call and say, okay, I need to know this kind of person. Who do you know? And then we send them off to you. So anyway, Kevin, thanks so much.
Thanks so much. It was great to see you.